So my name is Lila. I'm not sure where they are, Nick and Jackie out there somewhere. Oh, over there. Hi. So that's the group that I'm with. And just like everybody else here, we were given a task of taking the new media literacies and making them real and fun for adolescents. And these are the ones that we chose to focus on, probably because we just needed to narrow it down. And the other part was when we started thinking about what we want to do, because we were a bit of a small group, was how we were going to tackle the population that we were talking about. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm the psychologist in the group. So kids that I work with think that I'm trying to get in their head all the time, so I figured now would be a good time to actually try to get in their head. So some of the things that maybe you don't know about this age group, but are really important to know, is that they're a group that knows some stuff. In fact, they've figured out that we adults don't know as much as they thought we did. In fact, they probably know a little bit more than we do in some areas, and their parents know even less. The other part is they want to hang out with their friends. They want to have fun and explore, and they want to do it on their own terms. They want to figure out who they are, and they want to show it off. Bottom line is they want to figure out who they are, be a little bit unique, and hope that their friends like them just enough. So we figured we'd do what most adolescents do, is we would get together as a group, and we would hang out, and we'd chat about ourselves, and we'd have some snacks, which there will be some snacks at our table later on for your beer, and figure out what we could do to make something kind of cool for all of you to get interested in how to help youth learn about the new literacies. So that's our group, the Node Project. And the one thing we figured we had in common was we all work in education. So we're a group that's all about creating an experience, not necessarily an end product. We're about creating an opportunity, not necessarily an outcome. So we thought we would create an opportunity, or in other words, like the node, a network, a junction, or a connection point for working with, learning about, and creating media. And playing with the iPad. So when we were trying to figure out who actually did this when we were growing up, we thought of this guy, Mr. Jessup. Mr. Jessup was a guy who took things that were in your home, came in through the TV, which was the coolest technology at the time, and talked to us and got us to imagine things. He took sheets and turned them into capes, and newsprint and turned them into crowns. He took an image and turned it into the imagination. And he was pretty cool back then. But we're not talking about kids, and we're not talking about the coolest technology being something passive like the TV. These kids have access to all kinds of things. They have access to technology, they have access to interactive tools, and not just at home, but at school as well. So when we thought about creating a tickle trunk, at first we thought about creating one and carting it off to the school, and then we realized we can just do what Mr. Jessup did and use what they already have. And in a minute, you'll see the difference, but with a bit of a twist. So we need to have a tricked out tickle trunk with all the latest technology that kids have in their classroom, in their backpacks, in their lockers. And unfortunately, we didn't really need a Mr. Jessup. We needed something a little bit different for this age group. We didn't want to have their parents Mr. Jessup. We needed somebody who was socially savvy, concept connecting, media making, technophile, like these guys. And they were going to help these kids create something across media that they were into, whether it be film or music or art or gaming, and it would be a chance for them to show other people what they're all about. And we'd take this project across the city. We'd start off in about 12 schools. We'd go from Thorncliffe Park to High Park, from the beaches to Wychwood, from Rosedale to Parkdale, Mimico to Lawrence Park, Gilwood to Oakwood. Basically, we'd show up at a classroom in a pop-up shop style for a 2-week intensive where kids in a classroom can work together with all of the technology they have in the tickle trunk and to create something that's what they're about and they get to share. A little bit of a pause here. So once they were finished that and the pop-up shop shut down, they would take their projects and be able to showcase them at a big gathering. It would give them an opportunity to learn what other students had done in different schools across the city and how they use the technology in different ways. So the great thing about it is all we would be using is whatever they had in their classroom, and they could actually see what different classes did with the same kind of material. And on top of it, we'd have a website where after the gathering was finished, they could showcase their projects. They could put on YouTube videos of them working on their projects. They could actually engage with one another around their projects. And we'd actually have some live hosting with a technophile who could help them problem solve if they wanted to keep their projects ongoing. And in future years, we would actually expand and grow. So it'd go from originally those classes to building more classes and even beyond the GTA. All we'd need is kids and teachers who are willing to basically work together in an ongoing project, use whatever technology they had available, and a willingness to drop everything and dive in and create some new things. And the kids in the early years could actually go on and beyond and become mentors and leaders for the kids that were coming on later years. So we're the Node Project. We're simply a connection for youth to engage in, interact with, and make media to share with friends, their school, and the world. Thank you.